Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the Captain America, the Winter Soldier, Marvel Legends, Infinite Series, AIM, and Hydra Agent figure review. Let's do it.
Man, I used to play the trap spot, propped on the block like I was part of the backdrop. Now it's scale, props, effects, and backdrops. The right lighting, you never catch me biting. Say you make it look so real when you pose the figures fighting. I caught lightning, stuck it in the detour. Replicate epic scenes from the Kree War. Compose pieces with artists that span the globe. Fearsome foes, Spidey in the picture perfect pose. Insert the comic book cutout to shoot a show. Oh, you ain't know? Yo, everybody know me. I made nerds cool nerd like my man Zobi. Took the everyday display, gave it a spark. Welcome to articulated comic book art.
That's crispy.
Pay no attention to the fact that the box says Captain America. This was obviously the box for Captain America. This was for the Steve Rogers or Commander Rogers figure. It was the only box I had left over, but all of the boxes were the same from this series. The artwork was the same. You got Captain America tossing the shield on both sides. Really what we're looking at is the number 2 and number 3 figures from this wave, which were the Hydra and AIM agent. They were actually the running changes for Red Skull and Zemo. All 4 figures came with number 2 and number 3, the left and the right arm to build the Mandroid. But again, we're going to be looking at the army builders and having a little chat about army building. So up first, we're looking at the Hydra agent. I think this figure came out great. This was a figure or a character that we have gotten before from Hasbro, but man, did they give us a better updated version. Did they really knock it out the park with this one. I think this is an excellent figure. In terms of articulation, the head can look left and right, does a full 360, looks down really far, looks up really far. You get a very nice range of motion as far as the head is concerned. The shoulders on the ball joint, no break in the shoulders, so you can't put it all the way up this way, but you can rotate the arm and get it up above his head. You get a double jointed elbow, you get a wrist swivel, you get a hinge. You get no rotation here at the wrist, but I don't think it's really necessary. You get a nice deep ab crunch. Same thing on both sides as far as the arms go. You get a waist swivel, turns with no problem. It's not hindered by this belt. You get the T-joint at the pelvis, so the leg can go up that far, can just go back that far, can just come out that far. But it does have a rotation at the upper thigh, so that works well. It's kind of tight, but that's good. You get double jointed knees. You get a swivel at the top of the boot. You get a hinge, and you get a nice deep pivot. Same thing on both sides as far as the legs is concerned. Really great range of motion. Exactly what you would want in an army builder, somebody that's going to be getting knocked around, that you're going to have to pose a lot. This is what you want. In terms of accessories, you get 2 guns. You got one here with the Hydra insignia on top of it. Didn't particularly care for this one. It's like a handgun molded to another gun. But this part here is flimsy and it's soft, and so is the handle here. And it doesn't really sit well. I don't really like the way he holds this gun, so I didn't particularly care for it. But I do like this insignia here. I do like that little touch, but I didn't particularly care for that gun or this larger gun, which is like a rifle of some sort. But this one is a little more durable. It's still flimsy here. I didn't like that. I think they should have made this a solid piece and not given us this soft plastic. You end up having to do hot water, cold water trick, and I don't like that. This harness is actually removable, so I thought that was cool. I'm not going to take it all the way off right now, but you can pop off the head and take off this harness. So, very cool. And the head does pop off too. I don't think I mentioned that. So, very nice. Just so you can see how much better they did. This was the original Hydra Soldier. Not much articulation. It was hindered by the skirt. This thing didn't even have a gun that you can holster there. I thought the figure was actually a little too big as well. And they really knocked it out the park with the newer version and stepped it up with a modern look for the Hydra agent. So I think this is an excellent figure. Up next, we're looking at the AIM agent. I think this figure came out excellent, phenomenal, almost perfect. I think this was a really well done figure by Hasbro. You have a lot of hits and misses. This was for sure a hit. This was a figure that we have anticipated for a long time, something that we wanted to see come out for a really long time. Finally we got it, and Hasbro definitely delivered. So let's go over the articulation real quick. In terms of articulation, the head can look left and right. It can actually do a full 360. Looks down just about that far. Only looks up about that far. I wish it got a better range of motion as far as looking up and down. But the head does pop off. You can see how elongated that neck is, and that's, I guess they had to make it like that to really make this head sit on there properly. But it's cool that the head can come off. That's something that Hasbro's been giving us in a lot of their figures over the past couple of years. Shoulder is on a ball joint, but there is no break here in the shoulder that allows the arm to go all the way up that way. But you can obviously rotate it and get it up above the head. Double jointed elbow. You get a wrist swivel. You get a hinge. No rotation at the glove. Same thing on both sides as far as the arms is concerned. Deep ab crunch, so that works really well. You do get a swivel at the waist. Kind of hard to turn it, I guess, because of this this belt piece. This is kind of molded on. It's not really a separate piece, but it's molded on, and that does kind of hinder it a bit. But you can turn it if you need to turn it. You can. It doesn't seem like it's gonna break. T-joint at the pelvis, so the leg can go all the way up. Can't go back too far because of the way the butt is cut here, and you do get a rotation though at the upper thigh. So that's really the range of motion that you need to get the legs to move in any other direction that you want. You get a double jointed knee, no rotation at the top of the boot. That would have been nice, but you do get a deep ankle pivot, and you do get a hinge. Same thing on both sides as far as the legs. So articulation is pretty much what you would want and what you would expect from anything that's labeled Marvel Legends. Really, really good articulation on this guy. As far as accessories go, you get two guns. You get a little handgun here, which is a solid piece. It's not flimsy like the Hydra agents, so I thought that came out pretty good. And you get a larger gun. I guess this is a automatic, semi-automatic, something. I don't know what type of gun this is supposed to be. Some futuristic aim thing going on. But again, it's a solid piece, not flimsy like the Hydra's gun. And I do like both of them. I do like the way they fit into the hands. And this actually is a separate piece as well. This little I don't even know what you would call this thing, but the thing that has the little smoke grenades or whatever that is, and some items and some pouches, this is a separate piece. So if you didn't want your guy in war and you kind of just wanted him on this scientist stuff, and you didn't want this piece on there, then that's cool that that's removable. I thought that was a nice touch. Totally forgot to mention that this was actually a brand new mold, brand new sculpt. This is something that they've never done before. I remember some time ago they had teased the image of some AIM agents that were going to be like a pack-in, and they weren't even going to be actually fully posable, but they stepped up and really knocked this one out the park. Like I said, totally new character, totally new design, and it looks great. So that brings me to the main focus of this video. I want to talk for a brief moment about army building. Overall, I thought this was a very solid wave. 9 figures in total. 3 figures were army builders. The AIM, the Hydra, and the Mandroid builder figure were all army builders. Not the first time that Hasbro has given us the opportunity to army build builder figure. We've seen that before with the Brood Queen, and we've had quite a few opportunities to do some army building over the years between Toy Biz and Hasbro. We had the original Hydra agent. Now we've got this updated Hydra agent. We had the Shield agent, the Brood builder figure, the Brood Queen. We had Ultron, the Skrull, the Kree, Wendigo, the Hand Ninja, Sentinel. We just got the AIM agents. We just got the Mandroid, and we had the Doombots. I believe that covers everything between Toy Biz and Hasbro, and that's not even counting Diamond Select and Marvel Select. They gave us an Ultron. They gave us the Chitauri. So we've had quite a few opportunities to do some army building. Personally, army building is one of the most enjoyable aspects of collecting and displaying and doing articulated comic book art to me. It really gives your display that oomph and really increases the fun factor. I really enjoy it, but it's been pretty difficult to army build in this particular wave. Most of you guys know I live in New York, and as far as Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, Westchester, White Plains, New York, Yonkers, anywhere in my radius, in my immediate and not even immediate vicinity, I've checked Toys R Us, Target, Walmart, and I found one AIM and one Hydra agent at retail. I believe the Hydra agent I found at Toys R Us in Times Square, and the AIM agent I found on White Plains Road in the Bronx at a Toys R Us. So it's been pretty difficult. I'm not quite sure if Hasbro understands the market for army building, and I'm not sure if they understand that Marvel Legends and most lines of today are not driven by kids. They're driven by adult collectors, and adult collectors are going to go out and spend that money on army builders. So I'm not sure why they're not ramping up the amount that they produce and putting out a ton of army builders, because they're gonna get purchased no matter what. I'm not sure if they really understand the market. I'm not sure at times if they really want to even make money. Not only was it difficult for me to get the AIM and the Hydra agents, I mean, it was a little easier for certain people in different areas. Some areas had an abundance, some areas were totally dry. But again, that goes to the distribution, and it should be, they should be everywhere. I had to go to different markets to get mine. I had my other additional agents sent to me from all over the states, basically, and even Mexico. So again, I'm just not sure if Hasbro really understands that. And then not to mention that they made it very difficult to build the Mandroid, with the Black Widow only being one per case. Now, we have heard some rumors that there are going to be some new case packs out where everything is 2 per case, and hopefully that will be that will happen, hopefully. But aside from the review portion of this video was meant to be a segue into some information about a poll that we're going to be doing on the ACBA Facebook fan page. We recently did a poll and asked people what 3 figures from all of the figures that have been promised by Hasbro, and even some things that were just hinted at, like fans' choice figures, but mostly the figures that were said to be variants or running changes, and we asked people what 3 figures they would like to see the most. So even as I record this video, people are still logging in their choices for their 3 most desired figures, and I'm always thinking a step ahead, so I'm already shooting this video and getting ready for the next poll. But that particular poll that's up right now has reached over 15,000 people. Over 15,000 people saw the post. There have been many people recording their choices, and I think that speaks volumes about ACBA's reach through the collector community. So we're going to keep pushing forward and doing some more polls, and hopefully these things will get out to Hasbro, and they will start listening to the fans a bit more. So the next poll that we're doing is all about army builders. Now, this is an idea that has been floating around the ACBA community for a couple of years now. It is something that I actually did present to Hasbro at one of the panels, and I don't know if it was 2011 or 2012. I don't really remember, but we are proposing an all army builder wave with another army builder as the builder figure. And I feel like myself and a lot of the admins from the fan page, from the group, feel like the wave could be a success. It could make Hasbro a lot of money. It could make a lot of collectors happy, and it can prove that it's not absolutely necessary for Hasbro to put out a wave that has a Captain America or Spider-Man or any one of those recognizable characters, but the wave could still be a success. So there will be a link in the underbar to that poll on the fan page. If you have not already, please go ahead and like the ACBA fan page. Tons of amazing things happen in there on a daily basis. So many videos and information and pictures, and I really do believe that it is the best page of its kind on the net. And we're going to be pushing forward with a lot of these polls, and we're going to be moving into imports and asking questions about imports, and we're going to be giving away a lot of stuff too over the next couple of months. So it's an exciting time. If you haven't participated in the poll about the missing figures, then please do so and get on board with this one too. But like I said, I am happy with the way the AIM and the Hydra agent came out, and even the Mandroid, which I'll talk about in another excuse me, in another video. But I just want to direct people's attention to this next poll and get as many people as possible to go out and log in their votes.